Good afternoon, it's Friday, July 11th, 2025. Welcome to your Global News Roundup. Today we're covering major changes in trade, finance, and human rights. New U.S. tariffs are shaking global markets and business. Immigration raids in California are sparking fear and protests. A legal battle over U.S. citizenship is heating up. International tensions are rising in Ukraine, Pakistan, and the South China Sea. The global debate over taxing the super rich is intensifying. And on World Population Day, we'll look at how shifting demographics are shaping our future. Our goal: give you the facts, make the news clear, and help you understand the world. Let's start in the United States, where new trade rules are making waves. We'll explain what tariffs mean for your wallet and the global economy. Then we'll turn to the human side: immigration, citizenship, and the fight for rights. Next, we'll travel the globe to examine fragile peace and rising tensions. We'll also explore the debate over wealth, taxes, and fairness. Finally, we'll mark World Population Day and what it means for our future. We're here to keep you informed and prepared for what's next. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive into today's top stories. Stay with us for a full picture of our world. Here's your news update. The U.S. government has announced sweeping new tariffs on imports from major trading partners. These tariffs, essentially new taxes, will make electronics, cars, and food more expensive for Americans. The White House says it's about protecting American jobs, but the scale has surprised many. Allies and rivals alike are upset, warning of economic harm and promising to retaliate. This could trigger a cycle of escalating tariffs, threatening global trade. Inside the U.S., some support the move, hoping for more jobs, while others fear higher costs and disrupted supply chains. Many businesses warn that consumers will pay the price. For decades, countries have lowered trade barriers. This move reverses that trend. The world is watching. Will leaders negotiate, or will the trade war intensify? The outcome will impact economies everywhere. Markets and policymakers are bracing for what comes next. The situation is changing rapidly. We'll keep you updated. Global financial markets tumbled after the U.S. tariff announcement. Asian stocks fell sharply, with Japan and Hong Kong hit hard as exporters braced for losses. European markets followed, especially carmakers facing new U.S. barriers. Wall Street opened deep in the red. Tech and retail stocks dropped as supply chains were threatened. The U.S. dollar strengthened as investors sought safety, but that could make American exports pricier. Analysts warn trade wars have no winners, and uncertainty is stalling investment and hiring. Businesses hate unpredictability. When rules change, growth slows. The fear of a global economic slowdown is real. Experts say the next few days are critical. Everyone's watching for signs of negotiation or escalation. The stakes: jobs, prices, and the health of the world economy. For now, caution rules the markets. We'll track every development. Stay tuned for updates as this story unfolds. The world is holding its breath. The coming days could shape the global economy for years. We'll keep you informed. Tension is high in California after federal immigration raids swept through communities at dawn. Agents targeted homes and workplaces, focusing on undocumented immigrants and those with criminal records. The government calls it law enforcement. Critics call it cruel and divisive. Families are frightened, with children unsure if parents will return home. Advocacy groups rushed in with legal aid and support hotlines. Protests erupted in Los Angeles and San Francisco, demanding an end to the raids. California's governor and local leaders condemned the actions, calling them harmful and chaotic. The state's sanctuary laws, which limit cooperation with federal agents, are now in direct conflict with Washington. This is more than politics, it's personal for millions. Immigrant communities feel targeted and afraid. Supporters of the raids argue it's about national security and enforcing the law. The divide over immigration is deep and emotional. Today's events highlight the struggle between state and federal power. The debate over immigration is far from over. California is at the center of a national battle. The story continues to unfold. A major legal battle over birthright citizenship is underway. For over 150 years, the 14th Amendment has granted citizenship to nearly anyone born in the U.S. The current administration tried to change this with an executive order, denying citizenship to children of undocumented immigrants. Lawsuits quickly challenged the move, arguing only the courts, not the president, can interpret the Constitution. Today, a federal appeals court blocked the order, calling it likely unconstitutional. For now, birthright citizenship stands. But the government plans to appeal, setting up a Supreme Court showdown. The outcome could redefine what it means to be American. The stakes are enormous for millions of families. This case is about law, identity, and the future of citizenship. The nation is watching the courts for answers. The debate is far from settled. The legal fight will shape America for generations. We'll follow every step. Tensions are rising in several global hotspots. In Ukraine, diplomats met in Geneva seeking peace, but progress was limited. Violence and uncertainty persist. In Pakistan, a deadly bombing in Quetta killed and injured many, highlighting ongoing security challenges. The government vows justice, but fear and instability remain. Meanwhile, the South China Sea sees increased military activity. The U.S. Navy sailed near disputed islands, prompting a strong response from China. Both sides exchanged warnings, raising the risk of miscalculation. Other regional countries like Vietnam and the Philippines are caught in the middle. The South China Sea remains a major flashpoint for global security. These conflicts show how fragile peace can be. The world is watching for any sign of escalation or resolution. Diplomacy is critical, but solutions are elusive. Each region faces unique dangers, but all share global consequences. International relations are on edge. We'll keep you updated on these developing stories. The stakes are high for peace and stability. Stay tuned for more. A new report is fueling the debate over taxing the super rich. It finds that a small wealth tax on multimillionaires could raise significant funds for healthcare, education, and climate action. Critics warn the rich might flee, but the report says most stay due to business and family ties. The fear of mass millionaire migration may be overstated. Supporters argue wealth taxes can reduce inequality and promote fairness. Some economists say high inequality threatens stability and growth. Others warn wealth taxes are hard to enforce and could stifle investment. The debate is global, with countries weighing fairness against economic risk. The US and others are considering new policies. It's a fundamental question. How do we build a fair, prosperous society? The conversation is far from over. The world is watching for bold solutions. The future of wealth and taxes is up for debate. We'll report on every development. Today is World Population Day, a time to reflect on global demographic shifts. This year's theme rights and choices for all, with a focus on education and healthcare for women and girls. In developed countries, aging populations and low birth rates are straining healthcare and pensions. Governments are seeking solutions, from boosting birth rates to encouraging immigration. In parts of Africa and South Asia, rapid population growth brings both opportunity and challenge. Young populations can drive innovation but require jobs, schools, and healthcare. If needs aren't met, instability and poverty can follow. Population trends in one region affect the whole world, from migration to economic growth. The global population now exceeds 8 billion. Managing resources and ensuring quality of life is a shared challenge. World Population Day reminds us of our interconnected future. Demographic changes will shape economies, societies, and the planet. The goal, a fair, sustainable future for all generations. We all have a role to play. Let's work together for a better tomorrow. Here's a quick recap of today's top stories. New U.S. tariffs are shaking global markets and raising fears of a trade war. Financial markets worldwide are reacting with uncertainty. Immigration raids in California sparked protests and political clashes. The legal fight over birthright citizenship is heading to the Supreme Court. Tensions remain high in Ukraine, Pakistan, and the South China Sea. The debate over taxing the super rich is heating up worldwide. On World Population Day, we examine the challenges and opportunities of demographic change. The world is more connected and more complex than ever. Staying informed is essential. We'll keep bringing you clear, in-depth reporting on the issues that matter. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, stay curious, and keep learning. We'll see you next time for more global news. Good evening.